So today we have with us 2017's MacBook Air model, and we are going to upgrade its storage. Now this MacBook that I have, it has 128 GB of storage and it is too small for my work profile. So I'm going to upgrade it with a 512 GB storage. Now for this we are going to open it from backside, and that is why, to be careful, you need to lay down this type of a cloth so that you don't damage the body of the laptop. Let's go forward and open these screws. For that you need a specific screwdriver. As you can see here, I'll try to zoom in. Now it's called a T5 screwdriver something, and through this only you can open. See that you have proper screwdriver, or otherwise you will damage the heads of the screws. Let's open it. So we have opened all the screws, and specifically I would like to mention these two screws which are there backside. These are little taller, so taller than the other screws. The other screws are quite tiny. I'll try to zoom in and show it to you all. These are the two different type of screws you'll find, so just be careful removing those and replacing the same screws. Let's open up. Now to pry this you need to open from the back side. So from here start pulling it slowly, and to tell you, it quite easily comes out. So that's it. MacBook Air is quite easy to open than any other laptops, any other Windows laptop too. Windows laptops are too difficult to open. Now you can see inside, these are the 4 battery packs, and here we have our SSD. See that you don't have statics on your hand. Now since I'm not a professional, but still what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this statics, and before I could touch any of the parts in the motherboard, I'll detach the battery. So to detach the battery you have to pull this strip here and slightly pull it out. See that you do it very slowly. Now once battery is detached, there is no power in it. Just to make sure if there is no power left in it, I have already detached the battery and I'll try to put on it if there is any juice left in it. So there is no power at all, so it would be safe now to take out the SSD. Now you can see this is the SSD. It is 128 GB SSDs from Samsung, and Apple has its own specific type of a PCI enabled SSDs which are not a standard issue. Standard issues will be M.2 nowadays, and M.2 and NVMe SSD are the fastest SSD that are present in the market. So I'm going to replace this with the NVMe M.2 SSD, but for that I'll need an adapter. I'll be showing you both the things. First we'll remove this SSD. To remove the SSD you need to get rid of this screw. We'll use the same screwdriver and remove the SSD. To remove this SSD you'll need a different screwdriver, little smaller than the other one. So I'm going to use this one. As you can see the head of it. So it comes out quite easily. Once you remove that screw, keep it safely and just lift it up, hold it and pull it out. That's it. Now this is how the notch of SSDs in the MacBook look like, and it's a 128 GB SSD. You can see here 4 slot of 64, so that makes 128. So to replace, we have ordered the same Samsung SSD, but this is SSD 980 NVMe M.2. The price of this product keeps fluctuating. I bought it for 6,000 rupees, and in the sale it was available like for 5,000 bucks, and right now on Amazon it is quite expensive, 7,203. So just see, whenever you get a good price you can. So let's open this. This SSD comes with 5 years warranty. Now if you go to see the package, it says 3500 MB per second. Read speed is quite good. When I went through the Blackmagic software on the generic SSD that was present in my MacBook, the read speeds were about 682 to 1100. So we'll be checking out how is the read speed of the new SSDs too. Okay, this comes under this good package. So this is the SSD itself. It says NVMe M.2. It is 500 GB SSD. And some solid state drive documents. Keep this aside. This SSD is M.2 NVMe SSD. So if you see the notch of this SSD, which we have brought new, and the old one, they are not similar. So we need an adapter for this. So there are a lot of adapters that are available on Amazon, and I have ordered the one. So this is how this adapter came in. Let's open it. Screwdriver to open up the, so let's keep this aside. And this is the adapter. This is M.2 to MacBook 2013 to 17 SSD. You can see here all the form factors are supported: 2280 to 2260, 2242 and 2230. 2280 is the form factor of the SSD that we have bought. Some screws are also provided with that adapter. So what we are basically going to do is, you're going to use this adapter to put in your NVMe SSD so that the notch of the SSDs are same as before. So what we are going to do is, you're going to just slide this into this notch and just push it. After you push it, you see, I was actually worried before buying this that the size of the SSDs are same usually, and how will it work on MacBook. But when I saw that the SSD that was removed and the SSD that we have bought with the adapter, the size are same. But if I remove NVMe SSD from the adapter, the size of NVMe SSD is quite smaller than the size of the generic MacBook SSDs. So I'll just put this NVMe SSD into the adapter, and I'll be fastening with the same screw that we had in the MacBook. So let's do it. So just slide in and put it down. See that you push it properly so that it matches. So you may not be able to use the old screw, and for that what you are supposed to do is use this new screw which was provided with the adapter and fasten your SSD. So I'm going to use this new one. So you can see that is how it is done, and we have successfully placed the SSD into the computer. Now what we are going to do is, we will put back the battery. Done. And we'll close the lid now. So we have already finished installing the NVMe SSD using the adapter, and right now we are going to start our OS recovery process. Now you have to press option button and then keep the option button pressed, and then put on the laptop using the power button. So once you put on, it will give you a boot up sound, and you'll come along to see this choose network option. So I'm going to choose the network right now and log into my Wi-Fi network. So once you are logged into the network, you will have the option of internet recovery. So just press enter and it will start downloading the software, and it will take a while. So it will take about 3 to 4 minutes or 5 minutes to boot up, and then it will boot up into macOS utilities. So you'll have options to restore from the time machine backup. So the time machine backup is in this pen drive right now, or you can reinstall a fresh copy of macOS, or you can get help how to do it from the Apple support, and the disk utility. So first we are going to do is we are going to use disk utility to erase the new or to format the new SSD that we have installed. So let's go to disk utility. So you can see here Samsung SSD 980. So once you get into the disk utility, and this is our SSD, Samsung SSD 980 500 GB medium. So click on this. Now you can see its internal capacity, you can see 500.11 GB. So just go to erase, select the name for it. So I'll name this Mac, I'll use capital letters, okay. And there are a lot of format that are present here. So Mac OS extended journal. So I'll select APFS encrypted format. It will ask me for a password, so type in your password there. And select choose. Now let's erase it. It will take a while. So it's formatted already, erase process is done, and we can see now the SSD which was there, Samsung SSD, now it is named as Mac, and you can see the capacity of it is 499.74 GB. So that is the volume that is available. So once our SSD is erased and formatted into the format, just close this, go to the close button, and you'll be directed to Mac OS utilities. Now you have options here. You can reinstall the whole Mac OS, refresh the whole Mac OS, or you can install from the time machine backup. So we have successfully erased our SSD and named it as Mac, and we are back to Mac OS utilities. Now if I had a time machine backup, I would do a restore from the time machine backup drive, but since I wanted a fresh install, we are going to do reinstall Mac OS. This will reinstall whole system fresh, so this will use your internet and it will take a while. So let's select this and click on continue. Now it says Mac OS Mojave. To set up an installation of Mac OS Mojave, click continue. So you'll have to agree with all the terms and conditions. Let's agree. Now it will ask us which drive you want to put it. So I have already plugged in a USB drive, so it's showing me, but we are going to install on the new drive that we had just erased and named it as Mac. So you can confirm this with the drive volume. So it says 499.9 GB total. So let's select Mac and go on unlock. It will ask me for a password. and go to install. So it shows about 18 minutes remaining. So sit back and let's wait for it to finish it. So the OS recovery is complete and now the system is restarted. It is asking me for disk password. Let's enter the disk password. So it's booting up right now. This is going to take a while. So the installation is done and now it says welcome. Let's select the region. And let's continue. Choose the keyboard layout ABC. And Wi-Fi is on. Select your Wi-Fi network. If you connect to the internet using a wired network or other network, click other network options if you like. Okay, fine. Let's enter the password. So it's connecting to the Wi-Fi right now to do the further process. So it's asking me to transfer any information from any of the Mac PC that I have. So I don't have any data. Yes, I do have a data in the time machine, but I don't want to do it. So don't transfer any information now. Let's continue. So it's asking me for Apple ID. So just enter your Apple ID and then you can log into the computer.